Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Monday. It is currently 29 degrees, going to be a high of 42 today. Very low, little chance of precipitation, but it's kind of chilly. And it is, like I said, it is Monday, so it's a hump day for me, but it's a bigger hump that I gotta climb because it's my first day back to work after the school break. So. Um, it'll be a little bit tedious, but I'm also excited to see what the Lord would have for me as well. And so we're currently in the study of 2Peter, and we're probably going to finish up 2Peter this week. And I'm also excited praying about where God brings us next as well. So in 2Peter, he's chapter 2, he's talking about false prophets and teachers, and he gives us some ways to identify them, right? So like in verse 2, they follow their own sensuality. They work off feelings, right? They're trying to make themselves feel or boast themselves up. They might even try and entice you by talking to your feelings. In their greed, verse 3, they're greedy, right? The things they say are to bolster up their feelings, right? So greed that way, but also to get things. Let's see here. They're bold and willful. They do not tremble as they blaspheme the glorious ones. They don't care what they say, and they will. And we see it a lot. Is they think they have this power over angels and actually unclean spirits, demonic, the demons, and they don't. Okay, they don't. The Lord has power over them. Okay, they count it pleasure to revel in the daytime. Right? They boast while they're eating with you. So they act differently in the day and in the night, right? Or when they're with you and when they're by themselves, right? They act differently. They love gain from wrongdoing. Okay, they love gain from wrongdoing, like Balaam. It says, like Balaam the son of Beor, who loved gain from wrongdoing. He compares them to Balaam. But, remember, he was rebuked for his transgression. Another one, they entice by sensual passions of the flesh, those who are barely escaping from those who live in error, right? So look who they preach to, look who they talk to, all right? Look who they get, all right? So these are all ways to identify them. Now, at the same time we've been doing this, I've also been, I've been looking in Deuteronomy, studying Deuteronomy, and I come across Deuteronomy chapter 13. Talks about false teachers and prophets, and it says they will come, right? And what they do, right? It says if a prophet or dreamer of dreams arises among you and gives you a sign or wonder, and the sign or wonder that he tells you comes to pass, and if it says, let us go after other gods, okay, which you have not known, and let us serve them, you shall not listen to the words of that prophet or dreamer, okay? So what are they going to do? They're going to ultimately have you go towards or elevate false gods, okay? Right? So if they're greedy, they're elevating mammon, okay? If they get you to, if they're tugging on sensuality, all right, they're elevating Baal, these types of things. If it could be Diana or Artemis that you hear about in Acts, right? There could be all kinds of things that they use that actually come to pass that have you elevate these things of the world above where they should be. And it says, you shall not listen to them. Do not listen to the words of this prophet or that dreamer of dreams. For the Lord your God is testing you. Big clue why they're here. The Lord your God is testing you to know what? Whether you love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. That's why they're here. To know whether you love your God with all your heart or all your soul. That's a pretty big statement right there. It gives us cause to take a breath. So does that mean if you get caught out there following these false teachers, or and there's a lot going on out here right now with false teachers and prophets, a lot going on, And does that mean if you get caught up following one of these men or women, there's women too, that you aren't saved or that you blaspheme God? Not necessarily, but it is to test and show and reveal, right? The purpose of a test is to reveal where you're wanting, reveal where you're lacking, right? And if you see it and you catch it and then you don't do something, that tells you where, maybe you need to relook at salvation and things like that. But what it's showing you is where you're lacking, okay, where you're wanting. And the test is, do you love your God with all your heart and soul? All right, that was verse 3, chapter 13, verse 3. Then it says, you will walk after the Lord your God and fear him and keep his commandments and obey his voice, and you shall serve him and hold fast to him. So here's some things God's going to do for you, right? So he tests your heart, and do you love him with all your heart and all your soul? And then it says, you shall walk after the Lord your God and fear him. All right, so the first step about getting away from these false prophets and teachers is the one, love God and fear him. Don't fear these people. Don't fear, they pinch on sensuality, right? So feelings, okay? They make you fear these demons, and then you have to only go to them because they're the ones that can slay these demons, right? These demon slayers, this demon slayer movement. They're the ones that have to do it. And the other part of it too is, if you can't rebuke a demon, right, then it lowers your status of faith, right? There's this or some charismatics, if you don't speak in tongues, you don't faith hard enough, or you don't have a strong enough faith. And that's not it, ladies and gentlemen. That's not doing it. That's putting a person, right, over the Lord. And that's not how it's supposed to be. The Lord is over everybody, right? You need the Lord, not a person, okay? You need the Lord, not a person. And so by fearing the Lord, he says here, and fear him, okay, and keep his commandments. We're not keeping the commandments of these people. We're not fearing these people. We don't have this awe of these people because they rebuke somebody a demon out of somebody that they paid to scream in a crowd or something like that, or they paid somebody to stand up out of a wheelchair to heal them. No. Okay, no, it doesn't work like that. Well, actually, it has been working like that, but when we fear God and we fear him, it doesn't work like that. Then it says, keep his commandments, all right, and obey his voice. Do you hear God? Do you hear your Holy Ghost speaking to you? Doesn't something tell you, like, something's not right with that, right? Something's not quite right with that. Something should be tingling in us when somebody's telling us to do something that goes against the scriptures or goes against this voice that we hear. It should be tingling in us. And then you shall serve him and hold fast to him. Hold fast to him.